Now, Sports Talk with Broads. Here's Hunter Brody.
All I'm saying is I'd rather have Matt Vierling than Aaron Judge because Matt Vierling has testicles the size of this damn planet. He stepped up to the plate, put the ball in play, and saved the damn season. I truly believe if the Phillies lost tonight that it was over. And quite frankly, I don't feel very good about whatever the hell is going to happen in this 4-game set against the Atlanta Braves. But I know for a fact that if they got swept in this mini 2-game series against Toronto, it would have been horrible. At least now there's a little bit of something, and they faced a lot of adversity, okay? Listen to this list of things that occurred in this game. Bryson Stott with an awful throw at shortstop that made us uncomfortable. Seranthony Dominguez gets creamed. Vlad Guerrero Jr. is a dangerous specimen, and he made you pay. Bryce Harper with some pathetic, disgusting at-bats. First pitch swinging, okay? And spare me with the, well, he can do some damage for... Yeah, not that pitch. Not that pitch, okay? That was on the outside part of the plate. What are you going to do there? In fact, I thought his second time around, when he missed out on a golden opportunity the second time, and he let the first pitch go right by him, that was maybe the one, if you were going to take a shot on first pitch swinging, that it was that one. I'm not anti-first pitch swinging forever, but it's the choice of it's the selection that he went with. That's the pitch you thought was beefy. That's the pitch you thought that was a good one to go with. I mean, come on. He sucks in September right now. There's no sugarcoating it. Bryce Harper has been abysmal in this month, and I think it correlates with the fact that we don't feel very confident in this baseball team right now. I thought Reese had an ugly at-bat late. Segura with the epic double play. Talk about an emotional roller coaster and riding the high. But Robertson with the 4-pitch walk was disturbing. Bilotti hanging pitches over the heart of the plate that you get away with. And somehow, someway, Matt Vierling for his 5th hit of the night and squeaks one up the middle was enough to secure a major win. I didn't think they had this in them. I thought that they were dead in the water, no shot. And that 8th inning was sensational. JT, he's been carrying the squad. He's been fantastic. And I questioned, all right, you think about that last game, we had the off day on Monday, but Stubbs was in the lineup. I'm like, yeah, it's not the biggest fan in the world because it's somewhat of go mode, even though I understand afternoon game and getting the backup catcher in there. I'm not dumb here. I get how the sport works. I'm just saying this guy has been red hot. This individual has been the reason why you're able to kind of be where you're at right now because it's not as if there's many guys delivering. Not your superstar Bryce Harper. That's for damn sure. He hasn't. So knowing that, I was like, I don't love it. But with the off day on Monday, too, he gets 5 hits in game 1 and then responds with that eighth inning boom. Here we are. But Kyle Schwarber, savvy vet, delivers for you. Guthrie delivers for you. Vierling delivers for you. There's one name that I'm not mentioning, and you're damn right. I'm going to be very, 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 very hard on this person because we need him. We paid him a hefty ticket to be the guy. He was the guy last year, and I won't discredit that. But I do know that there has been a core of people who have been here year after year with different managers where they have failed miserably. So everyone is in the crosshairs for discussion, whether it's Rhys Hoskins, Bryce Harper, JT. You can't keep flipping the manager over and over again and think that things are going to change. So yeah, I'm dead set and focused on those dudes. It's house money that Guthrie stepping up. But wow, seriously, amazing. It really is. It was nice to see Wheeler get back in there. His fastball was electric. You saw him pumping out 99. Not so much with the off speed, but it did feel like, hold on a second, here's what a starting pitcher looks like again. Because quite frankly, I forgot. It sure wasn't Kyle Gibson. And since the acquisition of Thor, it hasn't been Noah Syndergaard. And Ranger Suarez has blown up at times in one inning. Like, things have been awful from the starting pitching level. Ding, 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 ding. Here's a reminder of what an ace could actually do. That's right. It was a breath of fresh air. The problem is the pitch count, things of that nature. And actually getting to the finale and actually getting to a position where, I mean, let's be honest, with the way the trajectory is going, with the Brewers winning again today, and I don't think the Brewers are a very good team, so I think just organically the Phillies are going to squeak by here just because, well, no one's going to steal it from them, even though there's been plenty of opportunities for the Brewers to do so as the Phillies snap their losing streak. But you might need your top dogs to even get in. And then don't even get me started on what you'd have to use when you actually do have to go on the road and play a 3-game series. But one step at a time. I was texting Ricky Bo during the game when they were losing, when the score became 3-0. I'm like, I'm sick, dude. You think this is bad? Wait until our feelings and how we feel after the weekend's over. Now, of course, it's funny to go back and look at those text messages because of the way they grinded this puppy out, and I'm stunned. But they have to build off of this, right? I mean, I truly believe this was season-saving. I do. And I can't downplay the intensity of that. Think about where you were right now when it was about, the 7th inning or so, or prior to the Phillies' 8th inning offensively. It wasn't great. You're probably screaming, saying things that you want to take back. I even tweeted this out. You ready for this? And this shows you how pathetic the Flyers franchise really is. I went for my standard basic, Flyers is better than, the greater than symbol. Flyers greater than Phillies. That's what I tweeted when they got creamed by a Vlad Guerrero Jr. bomb. The Flyers are such a shit franchise, they can't even win a sarcastic tweet correctly. Here goes the Phillies. Instantly, as soon as I tweet that out, about a half hour later, tying up the game. So my reverse psychology panned out. You're welcome, everybody. I'm glad that I can be here for you. The 18-11 loss, don't even get me started. I don't even give the offense a lot of credit for that one because, at some point the game is just so blown wide open that it's irrelevant what you're doing. So what? You're down so much. They did fight back to make it 7-5, but Bryce Harper was not paying attention the right way, and he gets picked off there at second base. I don't know why his lead was so big. I don't know what he was doing. Did he think he was going to be uber aggressive and score if the ball dropped? Dumb baseball. Is he putting too much pressure on himself? Every single time trying to do way too much. Maybe. But, dude, you got to relax. I don't want to hear that it's because he's injured and he's coming back from the injury. If that's the case, don't be out there because what you're doing at the plate is not good enough. It's not good enough to justify it. So it's either you're healthy enough to play or you're not. And that's dumb baseball. It's stupid. And it hurts your team. To me, that wasn't uber aggressive. To me, that's just dumb. There's a difference. That was dumb baseball. When it's 7-5, where that was the most possible chance of actually doing even more damage to come back and win. Granted, we saw what happened afterwards. Every relief pitcher after Eflin. Disgusting. Gibson. Disgusting. What was that? At one point, I thought that he was someone that you could rely on just to eat up some innings for you and then maybe give you the occasional, whoa, that was nasty. He just sucks now. And I'm irritated by that. There was a few things that I saw out on the field that pissed me off. And it relates to something I heard over the weekend. I heard, and I've mentioned this, but if you missed it, over the weekend against Atlanta, when they lost that second game about 4-3, I believe that was Saturday night's game, Jim Salisbury, or maybe it was the night before, and this was on the pregame show, or whatever. It doesn't really matter which day it was, because all the Phillies did over the weekend against the Braves was lose, so you know this was after a loss. But Jim Salisbury said he heard music in the locker room. I think that's Bush League. I think that's awful. And I'm also watching the team smile away and high five and be all excited when Garrett Stubbs strikes somebody out. You know what that tells me? Your clubhouse is filled with losers. If you're playing music after a loss and you're smiling when you allow 18 runs and you get your asses kicked in a must-win game in September, late September, you're at home, final home games, it's time to go down the money stretch, and Garrett Stubbs is pitching. You suck that much that Stubbs is pitching, and you're going to be all happy and joke around as you're going back to the dugout. I hate it. I hate it. So right now I'm flip-flopping. I'm giving you the excitement and being happy and proud that they didn't lose the second game, but I can't let game one slip either, because I despise that. I think it reflects and it defines why we're in this predicament that we are right now. So, yeah, it's just a lot. It's a lot to handle. It puts you through a long, long journey of pain and then a short-term excitement when they pull this off. I had zero faith when the score was 3-0. Why would I? Right? What have they shown me to this point? Anything but losing baseball games. But they climbed back. Now, do I believe this is more who they are? Or do I believe the losing down in September and during the stretch is who they are? Well, come on now. It's been year after year after year of the losing. So one game isn't going to switch anything for me. You know what's going to tell me a lot? What the hell do you do against the Braves? And I guess mathematically, if they were going to split this series at home against Atlanta, you take that knowing what type of pressure that puts on the Brewers. Like right now, the Brewers have to do so much, have such a big winning record for their final games. Are they capable of doing it? Probably not. So by default, you're probably okay. But I don't want that to be the method or the message. That, hey, you're probably all right and you can backpedal in. I want some sense of urgency, all right? I want some attitude. I want to feel good about this baseball team just to see maybe if they can do something in the 3-game set. But if they just crumble and they just happen to get in just because, that 3-game series doesn't feel the same. And damn it, this is when context matters, because I'm getting backlash. Bro, you told me that 88 wins in a 3-game series would satisfy you before the season began. And yeah, I mean, that was the goal. But there's ways about it as the games go on that we have to factor in here, okay? And I don't want to think that, well, anything can happen. If you go into the playoffs with anything can happen, which is fair, we've seen nuts things occur in the playoffs. So I'm not ruling it out. And I'll take it. But I prefer going into the playoffs going, I feel good about my baseball team. I like going into the playoffs thinking, all right, their last 10 games, they went 7-3, and they did some serious damage against the Braves, who are a red-hot squad, who are nasty. Let's see what can happen. I don't want to go, well, we're playing with house money, and if something cuckoo occurs, I'm going to be thrilled. Or, hey, come on, you never know. Yeah, that means you're not good enough. And I know, on a grand scheme of things, they aren't better than some of the other teams. I got you, right? Like, I'm aware. I'm keeping that into the equation. But doesn't mean I need to be all ho-hum in the moment. When I take a step back when the season's over, I could appreciate that, hey, they took a big step. It's the 07 to the 08. I'm proud that we finally saw playoff ball. Now it's time for Dombrowski to really pull some strings and acquire some serious talent, right? That's for the 1 week, 2 weeks after the season is over type of outlook. But right now, it's September 21st, damn it. Put the foot on the gas and go. I think they're afraid of the Braves. I gave my percentage on a split at 30% yes, 70% no. That's what I put it at today before this game happened. And we were talking about it on The Fanatic. Is that fair? I mean, they look like bitches when it comes to the Mets and the Braves. I've said that before, yeah. They look soft. They don't look mentally tough, and I don't think that they are a mentally tough group. So while I'm proud this happened, because the alternative is a bigger nightmare, I'm not all the way in. All right, I'm not all the way in. You got to show me a lot more. Fine. I didn't see this. Kudos to you, Philadelphia Phillies. But if you just do this and then piss away the next 4 and piss away the next 3 or so, well, I'm going to vomit. Because here's what I can't stand. It's the way they're losing. Bryson Stott in the first game against Toronto is hitting the cameraman. Kyle Schwarber balls are just dropping right in front of his face like that out in the outfield. And keep in mind, the plan wasn't for him to be playing the outfield so much. But this is what happens when Bryce Harper gets hurt, and now you're somewhat stuck because he's solidified in the DH spot. And don't even get me started on where the hell Nick Castellanos has been. Even though some of these outfielders have stepped the hell up. Guthrie's going yard. When Brandon Marsh goes down, here's Matty V. Like, they've done fine. Nick Maton's been playing all around the diamond. He has shown some power. He's got some pop in his bat. But it's like, okay, it's turf toe. Oh, wait, hold on a second. It's an oblique. Who the hell heard about the oblique? I feel like they just randomly threw it on us at one point. I thought that was bizarre. Apparently, there's a rehab assignment going on here soon. I don't know. We'll find out. But, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at here. We have some Anytime Hotline stuff. We got some text messages, some phone calls. I'll start with the text here. This is from Ryan. How did this win change the weekend outlook? Well, if I said it was 30-70 before the game, I'm now 35-65. Or how about 37-63? We gained a little bit of ground. We gained a little bit of oomph. But not enough. I mean, it was massive. The win was massive. But there's a lot more work to be done. Jones says, what's wrong with Bryce when he's in high-pressured at-bats? Maybe he's pressing too much. Maybe he's holding the bat too much because he knows that he has to step up. The problem is, I think that's taking him out of his element and forcing him to do stupid things. I can't get over that first pitch swinging where the ball goes right back to the pitcher. That's the pitch you think you're going to go for. Look, if it's a meatball down the dick, I got it. I understand. I've seen you do it before. It happens. Like Kyle Schwarber, for example. There's been some at-bats where I go, I don't love it, but he's got 40 home runs for a reason because he jumps on those pitches. And he sees that a pitcher is trying to take advantage or maybe put one over the heart of the plate, so he lets it go, and he swings. Sort of like if Rhys Hoskins has a 3-0 count, am I okay with him going for it? Of course. These are home run hitters. They can drive the baseball. I'll live with the opportunity. I will. But it's got to be a pitch that makes sense. That pitch didn't make sense at all. I think he knows that maybe the criticism is starting to open up a bit because in the beginning stages it was, he picked us, he chose this city, so I got to love him. And I hate that because there's some that put a security blanket on him still. I hate to do this, but I don't want to rip Bryce, but no. Tyrone Johnson says this all the time, and I agree 1,000%. Joel Embiid went through orbital bone issues, needed hand surgery on both hands. Right, the guy plays with a broken back. He's got his face mask on, you name it. People bitch and complain that he doesn't do enough when he's out there dropping 30 and grabbing maybe 9 rebounds, but he took too many threes. Blame Joel. Giroux, he's going to have 1,000, he's going to end up like 1,000 points. Where's he at on the standings here for points? Not that it matters, but, or is it, what is it that I'm looking at? 1,000? I always say he's going to have 1,000 and 1,000. He's at, he got his 1,000th game played. 900 points. He's got 1,000 games played in Philly with 900 points. 1,018 games, he's got 923 points. My man's going to have 1,000 points in the NHL, and he got destroyed in this city over and over and over again. There was no, I like Giroux, but I like Joel, but it's just people crush them because they're the best player. Bryce, sorry, the honeymoon stage is over, dude. That's just keeping it 1,000. All right? That's how I see it. Let's take a couple calls. Here we go.
Hey, bros. Malcolm in Georgia. A much-needed win tonight. Hopefully, coming off a victory like this, heading into the series against Atlanta, we might be able to get some momentum to carry us through and have these guys come forward. Because usually we're going in after a loss. So I know the narrative after the bottom of the eighth inning was, once again, the Phillies have guys that are not ready for prime time. But in this case, the new guys and the young guys covered and did something for us. So, let's say hopefully this is a sign of things to change, and maybe these veterans will get a spark from these young guys and these new guys and get on board and show up like they're supposed to.
One guy that I'm really disappointed in lately is Bryson Stott. I gave him a lot of credit for some nice at-bats and the way that he was using his glove well defensively. Lately, it's like he's got the hiccups or the woes. I mean, he looks like he's scared out there. And it's like after he hit the cameraman, one of his other throws was a little weird, and it just felt like he was thinking about it as he was trying to make a throw across the diamond. What do you mean, dude? Is it the moment's too big? Is this that you're getting nervous as a young player? It can't happen. If you're going to be a part of this thing, and I know he can be, and I know he will be, there's difference between a young player growing and then that. That's like Markelle Fultz stuff. I forgot how to shoot a basketball. Like, come on. Striking out in a big at-bat, things like that. Like, yeah, that's learning on the job. Hitting the cameraman? Trying to make that type of throw? That's not learning on the job. Once again, it's stupidity. And I can't really ever defend stupidity. I could defend making a mistake or, there's a difference in my eyes. Maybe that sounds silly to you, but there's a difference between an error or, swinging at a pitch that you shouldn't. Now the count's 3-1 and instead of a walk or something along those lines. Whatever. If you have the 3-0 and you have yourself a green light, maybe that's a bad example too. Now I'm just spitting out of my ass. But let's say it's 2-1. You swing at a pitch that's a ball. Instead of 3-1, it's 2-2. I could live with that stuff. I can't live with stupidity. And when the face of your franchise, a.k.a. Bryce Harper, is doing stupidity, well, then, of course, it's going to bleed to everybody else. So, that's just being honest with you. I think that's a fair assessment. All right, we'll take one more here, and then we'll kind of wrap things up. Here we go.
Hey, Broads, Stylo in Michigan. Hey, Broads, give me 5. Phillies win. Hey, Vierling, give me 5 for 5. Hey, Harper, give me 0 for 5. LOB 5. All right, we won a game. I love your take on this game. Thank you, Reds. Bye.
Well, thank you for calling in. Yeah, I mean, we're not sugarcoating anything here. Let's go, Bryce. Let's go, Bryce. I don't want to end it on this note, but I'm going to. The guy left Washington. They won a World Series. When he wasn't here, the team was rolling. I want someone like Bryce Harper statistically on my baseball team. He's a damn good baseball player. I just need him to step the hell up. All right? Both can be true. I can be very harsh and criticize him, and I can still be aware that he's a damn good baseball player. I think there's a disconnect with the leadership, and that's just what it is. And Kyle Schwarber could only do so much. Let's say this place is so fragile that it takes more than one man to help that out, because I think it will. And that's when Dave Dombrowski go gets a Trey Turner or go gets a Bogarts or go get someone else who's a winning style of player who's been in big moments before. And that can help out fix all the issues within the clubhouse, because there still are some major issues here. But let's just see how this puppy goes for the rest of the way. But it is a very uncomfortable ride, that is for sure. Thank you all so much for hanging out for me. Matt Vierling's better than Aaron Judge, and I will catch you on the next one.